Hello friends. So today in this video I will be testing the Qwen 3.5 27B model. So this is the Qwen 3.5 series models which are released. Yesterday I have tested the 9B model, and before that I tested the 27B model, but that time the parameters were not correct. So that's why probably I didn't get the good speed. But now I just hosted it on my run pod with a 100 GPU, 80 GB GPU, and I can see like it is quite faster this time. So if you want to see the configuration, so this is the uh, Docker image which I am using. This is the VLLM Docker image. You can get it from Docker Hub, and this is CUDA 13 nightly build. This is required because the Qwen 3.5 model, it does not support the older VLLM, so that's why you need to better to use the Docker image, the latest one, the nightly CUDA 13 build. And if you want to configure it manually, so that could be little hectic, or it could be little complex. You have to maybe you have to build the VLLM from source code. But I prefer to use this Docker image because it already has everything. And to use the Docker image, this is the uh, command, the container start command you have to use. And VLLM serve is not required because the Docker image already has that as entry point command. So you have to just pass the model ID. I have just passed, and the host, the port number is 8000 for all the VLLM Docker image. And these rest of the things you will get it from Hugging Face. So if I just show you where you will get it, so you have to come to this Hugging Face, and here after sglang you will get the VLLM tool call, like the command. So it's a VLLM serve, then model name. So this is like this, and for me the this two command is already uh, added into the Docker image, so no need to add it here for running it on run pod. Container disk, I have taken 130 GB, and the TCP port, you should use the TCP port to expose the uh, LLM, because if you use HTTP port on run pod, the HTTP port on run pod, it goes through Cloudflare proxy, so that will get timeout. And for agentic operation, you will need the connection to be up for more than 5 minutes, sometime 10 minutes. So for because of that, you should use the TCP port. And once you configure it, it will download the model and everything, and after that, like you get to see the TCP port here. So direct TCP port, you will see it here, 8000 is pointing to this. So what I will do, like I'll just copy the TCP port, and on my agent, I don't like to configure the LLM URL inside code. So that's why, like, I have kept it like this, so like I can update it from my UI. So I have already done it. And model name also, you have to pass the correct model name when calling the uh, model. And these are my iteration, like this, how many times the tool call can be done. So this is kind of custom configuration I have done. And I have two agent, one is main agent and one is coding agent, which is basically for coding. And main agent is kind of like it can do everything like what coding agent can do, like reading files, updating, writing code, everything. And along with that, it can also create autonomous agent. And it's kind of like it can create a cron job, and that cron job will get fired every time, like within certain duration of time. And it can call the LLM model. It's not like it is going to run some script and do stuff, but it can literally it can call the LLM model like a cron job, and do the like whatever script or whatever um, prompt you will give, so it will be able to do that. So I'll just create a session like test 3, and I'll just give the path here. Like, so path is required because this is mainly a coding agent, and I need to provide the path like which will be the parent path, like to sandbox the agent capabilities. Like it should not do anything on the other folders. So I have created this test 3, and now I'll just say like I'll just test it. Hello, how are you? You can see with correct configuration, the speed is quite real time. It's not at all slow. It's quite faster, and you can see the speed. Immediately, I get the response. So I'll just say like, please find out the mm, latest GPU available on website for AI work, and give me a summary. Please search on web. Today's date is 3 4 to 6. So let's see how fast it can call the tools. But it's calling the server tool to find out the GPU available, and then it is reading the links. This is quite faster, not that slow. You can see it is kind of like same like Open AI, like ChatGPT, how fast it is. So, and the uh, token also, it in real time it transmits the token. So I don't see any slowness on this model. If you have 800 or 800 GPU, so you can host this model on that GPU to get the real time speed. And you can see you cannot identify between. I think it is something is better than OpenAI or ChatGPT. Tool calling, it is working really great. Speed is also quite good. So it is saying based on my research. Okay, I don't need to go through this. So tool calling is working, and let me ask it to do some coding task. Okay, please write a Python program for implementing merge sort. Store the code in current in a file, then test it and show the result, and then create another Python program to do to another complex algo okay rhythm to test your coding capability. So I'm just giving multiple tasks to see like how far it can, how much iteration it can go. So it has multiple steps, like it has to write the code, store it, then test it, and showing the result, then another doing the same thing again. So let's see if it is able to do it. Run pod shows it is using 100% of the GPU. Utilization is 100%, so it's doing something. Okay, it did actually, my shot it did. Now it is testing it. It says all the my short test passed. Let me create more complex algorithm. I'll implement traveling salesman problem. Okay, TSP solver using dynamic programming with bit masking, which is a classic NP hard problem. Okay, so it took the this challenge, traveling salesman's problem. I don't know what is this. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I'll ask it to, verify my code, the tool calling code, and see if it is correct. So let me finish this. Let this task get completed. Utilization 100% here. Okay, it has kind of created the code. So if I see it here, how many lines? 99, 95 bytes. Okay, now it is reading the, okay, running the code. Okay, so I think there is some error. It is editing the file. You can see the iteration, it is like until the, if you have given any task, like any goal, so until it is completed it keeps on iterating. So that is not the case with ChatGPT 5.1. So GPT 5.1, it stops at some point, like after 3 4 iterations. So that is not the case with this one. It can go on until it is getting the until it reaches the final goal. So that is one good thing. I think the Qwen 3.5, it is really good at coding. Okay, it is also written a implementation summary. Wow, perfect for okay, both programs have been created successfully. Summary file showing what accomplished. Okay, and the good thing is ultimately you have to go with some poetry model or visual model or coding, because the cloud code is too sometimes, like most of the days when I do the coding, it shows me like the limit has exceeded and I have to wait for another 4 hours, I guess, to reset the limit. So that is another big problem why I am implementing this coding agent, because the cloud code is not enough. And to be honest, for a single, so for a individual, it is not easy to take $100 subscription every month. So that is the thing. Like it is always better to have a personalized coding agent. So that is the case. What I am doing here, and now I'll ask it, like please check the this page for Qwen 3.5-27B model, and please review the code on coding tools.py and let me know if tool calling is text is correct, and if there is any place to improve, don't modify the code. Okay, let me modify the the code. Just tell me. Okay, don't show any. I'm asking it to review the calling code which I have written for this agent, and I'm asking it to kind of like to see the link and then mm, review the code which I have. Also, I have mentioned like do not modify the code and do not show me the credentials, because sometimes generally it does not show any credential. If there is any credential, it does not show it on communication. So that is by default. But still, I have just mentioned like do not show the credential here. Although I don't have any credential on my Python file. Okay. So because I reviewed both the Qwen3.5 model and your coding has detailed analysis or described your tool definition format, your tools array uses. Okay. Okay, so I think I actually have an issue with the round trip. Sometimes yesterday I saw like it gets stopped in middle of nowhere. So that I guess it is suggesting to improve something. Let me see. I actually added one, uh, workaround. Like if it is getting stopped again, I am kind of sending another message automatically. So which is kind of like to say the LLM like please continue. So like that I have added the workaround, but it suggested something else here. Let me see. So it says I have reviewed the Qwen3.5-27 model documentation and your coding file. Here is the detailed analysis. Tool definition, your tool array uses correct opinion function calling that okay, Qwen3 support, okay, type function structure, proper name, description, parameter fields, okay, JSON API compatibility, all 7 tools are properly configured. Okay, VLLM API capability, SGLang, your current format is compatible with this framework, okay. Security measure, okay, path sanitization is done, working direction, resolution, directory, okay, resolution, timeout, no credential exposed in the code, issues and areas, missing tool call response handling critical. Your code defines tool and can execute them, but lacks the logic to parse tool call from Qwen3 response. Format tool response back to model, handle tool call, ID tracking. It says your code defines tools, okay, and can execute them, but lacks the logic to parse tool calls from Qwen3 response. Format tool response is back to model. Handle tool ID, okay. In this Qwen3.5 expect response in this format. Your current code does not handle this round trip. Qwen3 can request multiple tools in a single response. Your current execute function only handles one tool at a time. You need logic to detect multiple tool call in one response, execute them possibly in parallel, return all the results properly formatted, thinking mode and handling. Important Qwen3 has thinking mode enabled by default that generates thinking. Okay, okay. So your code does not filter thinking content from conversation history. Should only store the final response, not thinking content. May cause content window waste and confusion. Solution is pass and extract only the final response after okay thing. Tool call ID measurement, okay. Parameter validation, okay. Tool response format, rate limiting functions for production use, no rate limit on tool calls. Logging goods, okay. Some loggings, okay. Reading missing consistent logging across all tools, missing tool tracking and forwarding, okay. When multiple tools are called, no dependency resolution, error recovery. Oh my god, so this is like so many things it has pointed out. Okay, I'll just say like please take a backup of this code. Okay, I don't want the rate limiting at this moment. Concurrency, Please create, copy the file tools dot coding tools. Okay, let me see the location. Okay, I see. The main agent, it has a different code. So this coding tools.py file is for my coding agent. But anyway, dot py file, I'll just take it back up. Please copy the file and create a backup copy. Okay, copy the files, coding, and create a backup copy of it. I don't know why it is reading the file. You can just simply run the cp command. But anyway, I hope it does not modify anything before mm, copying the content. But anyway, I already have a backup on my local system. Okay, so it created a backup file, and it says like it has exact same content. Oh, now it also kind of guessed like I'm going to make changes on the coding tools to restore commit if needed. Oh my god. Okay, so I'll ask it like now, please make all the improvement. Okay, except for rate limiting on the coding tools.py file. Now I'm asking it to make all the improvement, and let's see if it is able to fix the tool calling issue. It is correct actually, but Qwen 3 model 3.5 model, it supports multiple tool call at once. So let's see if I see any improvement after this. Still it is making the changes. This is kind of a huge task actually, but 27B model I have seen it is quite good at coding, because it's a bigger model, and it is little better than 9B model. And let's see, yesterday actually the 9B model was kind of it was not able to fix the issue which I was facing to add the script for Hugging Face scrapping. So this time let's see if this 27B model is able to make all the changes. Okay, it has already completed it. I hope after restart it should work. It is doing something. Okay, it is again reading from backup. I don't know why it is reading from backup coding tools. Please do not modify it. I guess it is kind of comparing. Now I create an improved version of Ruby with all the enhancement except rate limiting what it was doing so far. Okay, let me see what it is doing. Error writing file. Directory. Okay. Let's get completed. So I can see it almost completed the improvement, and it almost ran for around 20 to 30 minutes, and it has finally completed. So it ran for multiple times. So let me restart the application. I'll just restart the application and I'll see if it is at all working. The chat message, I think it is quite huge, so better I create another new session. So it will take some time because the chat history is huge, and it is kind of sending to the LLM in fragments. So okay, I can see now it is restarting the application. I'll just wait for this green light to become red, so that time I'll get to see like it has ran the restart.sh file. Maybe I'll just create a new session. Okay, let's see. So this is this uh, changes is done on the coding agent. So I just create a new session here. Test 3. And I'll say restart the app using start.sh file. Echo file not found. Okay, I'll just manually restart it. Okay, I tried again, so this time I think it worked. Now I'll just say please search for latest Qwen 3.5 models released recently and provide me a summary for each Qwen 3.5 models. Now let's see if the tool call is working. So okay, it is not working because it says So it actually updated the mm, coding file, but I guess it has added multiple things which should be, updated at the backend, the database also. That could be the reason it is not working. Server search not working, so tool calling is not working. So it must have done something which broke the tool call. Mm, can you read the coding tools.py file and let me know what it contains? Okay, so no tool is working because I think it has made some changes which is not which is throwing exception. So I just manually replace the coding tools.py with the backup one. Then I'll try to improve the code, like I'll say to make the code changes on a backup file, so that could make sense. So I have to do it later. So that's it for this video. I think so for coding capability, this tool is this Qwen3.5-27B model is really good. But here the context is missing. Like I should have told it, to check other code files also, so that could have make it better to fix the code issues. So that's what I'll do later. Like I'll ask it to read all the files in the directory and then make the changes. So that's it for this video. Thank you. Bye bye.